Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about my flex testing experience. I'm saying testing experience because even though I passed and was selected as a finalist of the flex program, because I was seriously sick, I had to decline the offer. That's why I can just share my personal flex testing experience. So if you're interested, please keep watching the video. Before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about the flex program itself. FLEX stands for Future Leaders Exchange Program, which allows high school students to go and study in the U.S. for a year at an American school living with a host family. The purpose of the FLEX program was to establish mutual understanding between the U.S. and the Eurasian countries. FLEX program was initiated in 1993 and 1994, and it is a very competitive merit-based scholarship program which is funded by the U.S. Department of State. The FLEX program operates in the following 22 countries. Let me just cite those countries one by one so that you can know if your country is eligible for the FLEX program or not. So let's get started. The first one, Armenia, Azerbaijan, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Georgia, Greece, Hungary, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Latvia, Lithuania, Moldova, Mongolia, Montenegro, Poland, Romania, Serbia, Slovakia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Ukraine, and Uzbekistan. So students from these 22 countries can apply for the FLEX program, and if they are selected, they'll go to the US. And now let me tell you about my personal experience, how I took the test and what kind of tests and selection rounds they were when I applied. The rules might have changed a little bit because it has been almost 10 years since I took the test. But most of the selection rounds, I believe, are still the same. So when I applied, I first heard about the FLEX program from my sister because she had also applied for the program. And the first round of the selection was a short grammar test. I was given 16 questions to complete under 15 minutes. And it was just a grammar test, English grammar test. It was pretty easy, and as far as I remember, at that time, the total score was 22, and I got 22 out of 22. All of my answers were correct. It was pretty easy, so I wasn't really surprised when I heard that I passed the first round. And on the same day, the results of the first round were announced on the same day. And in the afternoon, we took the second test. It was the second round of the selection. I was given 3 essay topics, and I was required to write 3 essays on those topics. Even though I don't remember the topics word by word, I remember the main idea. They were mostly related to the U.S. culture, to the U.S. education system, and living with host families. The topics were something like, what would you do if you experience a kind of a culture shock in the U.S.? Or what would you do to get accustomed to the U.S. education system better? What would you do if you had a conflict or a misunderstanding with your host family? Something like that. So we're required to write 3 essays, and I did my best because I had already practiced a little bit how to write essays, and I thought that I did a pretty good job there as well. So a few weeks later, I received a call telling me that I successfully passed the second round, and I was invited to the third round. The third round of the selection was, let me just tell you that at that time, I started to feel very sick, and I was diagnosed with hepatitis, unfortunately. So still, I didn't want to miss this opportunity, and although I was keeping diet, I brought all my food, and with my mom by my side, we went to Daşyagöz to take the test, to take the third to participate in this third round of the selection. And there, I took a very long English comprehension test, which included reading, listening, and writing sections. Again, I was asked to write 3 essays on 3 topics, and we had listening section and reading as well. But after that, I was interviewed both individually and in a group. In a group, there were like 4 or 5 people in the group, and we sat in a circle, and the FLEX representatives, regional representatives in the country, gave us topic, a situation, and each of us had a role to perform there. And we answered those questions, and we performed our roles accordingly. And after that, I was interviewed individually. By that time, we had a translator by the regional officer's side to translate if there is any misunderstanding or if we can not express ourselves properly. And they asked the questions about personal questions like, what are your hopes and what kind of person do you think you are? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? A cliche question. And about the U.S. culture and host family. I remember they asked me if I can cook, and I said by that time I had learned how to cook very well. I said that I was a very good cook, and I can just introduce our traditional meals and dishes to my host family if I had a chance like that. So that's basically it. And a few months later, as far as I remember, I received the next call saying that I was selected as a finalist. I was over the moon, but by that time, my disease or my sickness got worse, and my parents were really worried about my health. They thought if I went to the US, across the Atlantic Ocean to the very other part of the world, they thought who would take care of me, who would look after me, how would I keep my diet. And I pretty much understand their concern and their situation. That's why the first year I had to decline the offer. But the next year, when I was studying in the 11th grade, I received another call saying that I still have that chance to reapply, and they said that I was so likely to get accepted again. But as I was already getting prepared for my university studies, I declined the offer again. To my big regret, sometimes I still regret about it, and if I had accepted the offer, my life would have been totally different. Things could have been totally different and could have been better. But yes, it's life, it's destiny. So I encourage high school students from all these 22 countries not to miss this opportunity, to take advantage of this great opportunity to go to the US, to live with the US family, and to learn more about the culture, to widen their worldview, and to unlock doors to more new opportunities. So please do apply for the FLEX program and don't miss your chance. Unless you're seriously sick, of course. So if you think this video was useful, please share this video with your friends or whoever who wants to apply for the FLEX program. And I see you next time.